But we've finally had some cold weather since we had the heat pump installed. Just to recap, we had it installed earlier this year, back in February. I've done a couple of videos. I do need to finish them off. I did lose some footage, so I do need to do a proper install video still with what our system is. But just in a recap, it's a 7 kilowatt system, 300 litre Unistar. We've got underfloor heating in the kitchen, but the rest of the house is conventional radiators. Size wise, we're probably a medium large size detached house compared to a lot of houses in the UK. We're 220, 230 square meters. As I say, we're detached and we're classed as a rural location. We don't really have any properties as such right next to us. We're in like an acre of land, so there's not much around us in that respect. To the front of us, we've got the coast, the North Sea, just under a mile away. There's the beach and everything. It's like a 10-minute walk to the beach from our house, which is nice in summer. In winter, it means it gets cold. And then up to the rear of us, we've just got open farmland, which goes across to the Lincolnshire Wolds. So yeah, I mean, compared to where I used to live, which was middle of Yorkshire by the Pennines and etc., it used to get colder there. I think this is the first time we've had it in minus figures and a bit of snow and stuff. So interesting to see how the heat pump's been going. I couldn't really compare it to the old system we had, which was oil, because we only moved in this house just over a year ago. We didn't really have much cold weather as such. It probably went to about zero-ish. So anyway, yeah, coming back to this is a monitoring system which we've got on it. As you can see, since the system was commissioned and installed, that's how much electricity we've actually used. That's the total heat the system has generated, and that's our seasonal coefficients figure, which is averaging around about 4.1%. The system was designed minus the sorry, it was to do at -3 to do about 45 degrees, but tweaked it slightly, and it was supposed to be a 3.8 COP we were supposed to get. So we were above what it was given, and it's a Heat Geek system. So if there's any issues, then they will, come and tweak it anyway. But I've done, just like everyone else does with these systems, done a little bit of tweaking themselves and keeps an eye on what's going on. So if we look, for example, over the last month, you can see usually the COP is reasonably quite high. Like, I mean, it's been 5 over 5 there, 5.2, 4.6, and then as you can see, as the weather's got colder, yeah, it's coming right down. So I mean here at the moment, Thursday today, -5 degrees currently. But if we go into the actual figure, I mean, as I say, should have said, you can see the cop's gone right down to 2.38. So if we look at the last day, for example, you can see there's zero, and we've plummeted below zero, which first time we've had it in 1.5. -2, -3, -4, -4. I think we got down to -4.1 according to this, even though the app did actually say it was -5 outside. So there's a little bit of difference between what the two say. And Alexa said it was -5 outside as well. So -4, -5, it's still lower than what the system was being designed to run at, which was a -3 in terms of the clock. And as you can see, we're using around about 3.5 kilowatts of energy. And in the window, the copy is around about 2.43, which I think is probably about right if I'm reading everything correctly. When it is actually minus figures, it should be pretty poor that. I mean, it's still not terrible. It's still, say, we were using, I don't know how much gas is now these days, but if it's, say, 7p, then you're using what, 740, about 18p in gas there for a gas boiler, the same figure, because we're 2.4 times more efficient than 1 kilowatt, if that makes sense. So if you've got 1 kilowatt of gas at 7p, we're using 2.4, which bit of my maths is what, yeah, 17p, something like that. Correct me in the comments, obviously. And then the tweaks we've made to the system over time is like we wanted to get the delta higher between the flow and the return. So as you can see, our flow's around about 45 degrees at the minute. So yeah, it's my understanding, really, from reading stuff on Heat Geek, etc., that you want to have your flow and returns around about 5 degrees difference, which is what I've tried to do, and I think I've pretty much achieved it. Only by balancing the radiators, etc., and also by using the e-commerce software to see what's going on with the heat sensors that are on it and everything, the heat meter, should I say. Because what surprises me, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or if you agree or whatever, because obviously it's just trying to work out the same. If we just scroll on, I don't know, random Heat Geek one, because we're Heat Geek as well, it's got a Valiant 7 kilowatt like we have. A lot of them, that one's not even showing any information there for some reason. What are they saying? What's the current cop on that? It's not even saying. Well, looks like their ecom's not working anymore. I did have this problem myself actually, where I hadn't realised it had stopped working until I logged in. Because I use a Unify system and it's all PoE. So I just used an Ethernet cable with PoE to a PoE to USB converter for the Raspberry Pi that it's based on to power it. And being a cheap Amazon piece of crap, it stopped working, and I haven't realised. So I'd lost it. I've got a period for about a week where there's nothing. So I think that's what's happened here. But my point of what I was trying to say was the flow is 30.4 there, and the return is 29.2. Right? 31. So there's what a difference of about two there, which that can't be right. I mean, we'll find some others. Most of the systems. I mean, even my installer said this to me ages ago. He said that when he looked on here, that most of the systems were only showing a delta difference on flow and return of about 3 or 4. So that's 30.1, 26.1. So that's about 4 in it. Yeah, just over 4. That's not terrible. That's one of the better ones I've seen. But what are they running at the moment? Let's have a look. What's their temperatures like outside? 3.8 outside. Well, that's toasty compared to what we are. But there again, they're using barely any electricity. Oh, our room's temperature one's not working. That makes it use a new battery. But we are averaging 20 to 21 degrees per each room, depending on the room settings. Um, because we do have the thermostats in there, and plus there's the thermostat on the actual value sensor comfort thing as well. Look at their return workflow. So they're 30.1, 26.1. Yeah, I mean that's not terrible. But as I say, when I've looked before, they always seem to be just pick another one at random that's a 7 kilowatt Valiant. 32.9 versus 29. Yes, that's what, 3, maybe 4. I mean, they've been somewhere we barely got any between them. Surely that's not going to be maybe not so much the efficiency side of thing, but in terms of the house, sure, you're just basically pumping around hot water all the time. And you're just barely heating up a little bit. I'm sure that's not the best way to do it. All I can base it on is what I've done here, and every room is toasty. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right. And bear in mind, we are pretty much all radiators. And as I say, we're what 220, 230 square meters of floor space, all concrete floors downstairs, wooden floors upstairs. So yeah, it does make you wonder if some of these systems are set up as good as they could be. So as I say, we've got 5 there. They're just totally past hour. It's going back to past hour. I mean, as I say, it's pretty consistent, which is how I was led to believe you want the system. Just go back to the day. Well, 5.5, 30 point, yeah, over 5 degrees difference there. So the only sort of like dips you've got are where it goes into defrost. Yeah, when it's having a quick defrost, because as I say, it's been cold outside. There we are, -2, -3, etc. So if we just go back to the current system performance, we're running at 2.87 at the minute, or 2.89 even. Um, Everything pretty much as it should be. The only thing I'll cover, well, I'll mention on this is we do have solar and heat pump, solar and batteries as well. It's Tesla battery. This is a little app that they've got. Now I'm using an app which I haven't got on the computer, but I can quickly find it on my phone called Net Zero, which will tie in with your batteries. It will work with other batteries as well. It doesn't have to be a Tesla. But let you set up different schedules, and that gives you better control over than what the Tesla app does. Um, and because we're on Octopus Agile, you're able to um, tell it to charge you only when it's cheap. So, like if you have plunge pricing, for example, sometimes on a night, if there's no actually wanting electricity, you can actually get paid to use electricity. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But in essence, we have a schedule where it's set to charge to 100% overnight, and during the day, it'll let you use it. And we've actually charged back up from solar from when I looked earlier because it's on 98%. So if we do have any sun coming through, which is a bit of a rarity this month, this November, it's been awful. As you can see, we've had 12 kilowatts today versus 4 yesterday, but there, and it was heavy snow yesterday pretty much all day, so you're not going to get much sun for that. So this one's your house figure. That's how much is provided by the grid or by solar. We are importing off the grid at the moment. The reason for that is, as I say, we're on agile, and at this time of day, it's a reasonably cheap price, up to about 3:30. It's you know cheaper than what the tariff is. When they go on the news about it, it's going to be fixed, and what the fixed rate tariff is. So we'll top up anything we need so that at 3:30 the system switches over to self-powered. So we'll not import anything then until it runs out of battery or 10 o'clock at night, whichever's first. Um, so yeah, I mean that helps you save a few quid because on the app that you comes through from Octopus, it'll tell you what the future rate's going to be. You can be like 38, 40p every half hour, after like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time, especially at peak time, it can be silly amounts. And so it's nice just to be able to, charge up at 6, 7p at night or even less, or from solar, obviously, if it's been a clear day, and then just use that when they want to charge you silly amounts of money. In terms of export, we fixed it 15p for exporting, which I think most people with a solar system do. With Agile, I don't think they go on the flexible. I'd rather just have 15p coming in, but we don't really want to export. We just want to use everything that we have, which is what we've pretty much done. And I better go show that. If I just go to lifetime since we've had the system installed, you'll get an idea. We've been 62% independent from using imports. Solar, for example, we generate 35% of everything that we've used. The grid's provided 36, and the battery, from a combination of charging up from the grid or solar, has provided 29. So that's how much we used since the system was installed, which was February, same time as the heat pump. So that's what we've used in the house. That's what we've generated. Obviously, a lot of that has been sold, and then that's what's coming off the grid versus what's exported to the grid, and that's what the battery's charged up and exported uh, to the house. Or we don't export it to the grid anymore; it only comes to the house. So the battery is purely for running the house, if that makes sense. So yeah, I know that's a little bit off topic in terms of the heat pump, but I just thought I'd put that up there just so it gives you an idea. So let me know in the comments how your heat pump is going, if you think this is correct, how it should be, if you agree with me, or if you think it should be less. I mean, I don't personally, I'm not going to change it anyway because it works. It works, the house is cozy, and everything seems to be where it should be in terms of figures, etc. It's been minus 4 degrees outside, and the house has been a toasty 20, 21 degrees without going crazy on the electric side. So let me know in the comments how your system's going and any improvements you've made to it, and I'll put some more videos up shortly if you like. Okay, speak to you soon.